Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a feng shui practitioner and a leadership coach for female entrepreneurs. Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. I've had an interesting week, and I want to hear all about your week because you did a presentation I can't wait to chat about. But first, I want to tell you, I am drinking Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, yum.
And it is freaking fabulous, man. It is like, well, I really like citrusy, fruity kind of things, but not too sweet for wine. So this is passion fruit, citrus, and ripe stone fruit flavors, but not too peachy. I don't like peach. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, refreshing. It's really freaking great.
Is it refreshing?
It is.
Is it like the kind of white wine? I always call it a patio wine. Like when the weather is just getting warm, it's not hot yet, but it's not still cool. And the sun is out, and to sit out on the patio and have patio. Oh, is that what that tastes like?
Yeah, it does. It does taste like that would, like how you present it. I feel, yes. Mm-hmm. I love it. So tell me what you're drinking this week.
Well, I'm feeling a little badassery today. So I'm drinking some whiskey.
Awesome.
And it is a peanut butter whiskey. I know it's not real whiskey, but it still is whiskey. And it kind of makes me feel like a badass because, I'm just sipping on whiskey on a Thursday afternoon.
I love it.
But what makes it even better is this glass. Can you see it?
The happiest hour.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
So I picked this up in Georgetown at Poppy Fest. Mm-hmm. And it did have a big giant ice cube in it, but we've been talking a while, so it kind of melted. So that's good. It waters it down for me.
Yeah. I love those big, huge ice cubes. I don't know who it was. Some brilliant whiskey drinker must have come up with this like amazing, huge ice cubes, but I freaking love them. Brilliant. And so pretty and cute. Yes. And yeah.
And it's funny because when I left town this weekend, before I left town, it was full in the freezer, and or there was one missing. And I come home, and Logan and his buddies, and of course Paul, apparently had been in it because it was refilled full. So I was like, they had some whiskey. Fun.
Yeah.
And Screwball is what was left, the peanut butter. But I will have to tell you, I've never actually sipped on this.
Oh,
I've had it in like hot chocolate on the show one time.
Yeah.
But I've never.
And it's good.
It is so good.
Really?
Like it tastes like peanut butter.
Oh.
It's like I'm drinking peanut butter.
Really? And it's not too like.
It's not at all.
Really?
Like sometimes you drink it and it feels like it's going to put hair on your chest, right?
Yeah. It's got that burn, like it burns, right?
Yes. No. Wow. That could be dangerous.
Yeah. I have to go buy some. When you were having it in the hot chocolate, I remember thinking I had to go buy some and then I did not. So I'm going to have to go and buy some.
Yes.
Love it.
Screwball.
Cool.
Uh-oh. My light just went out.
But you did not, you're still there. So still good.
Yeah, it's like it just burned out because it's plugged in. Oh, well. Okay.
So tell me about your presentation that you did, your speech that you did to all these people. Yes.
Okay. I've got to be careful how I say this. It was amazing. And I'm not talking about my speech, like what came out of my mouth. I'm talking about the experience that I had. And when I got up, because I'd been practicing and I was falling flat, and I was like, no one's going to connect. Like you've got to be you can't just give examples of do this and do this. Like you need to give real life examples.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
And that was horrifying. Like we don't talk about things like that in public.
Mm-hmm.
We just put the smile on our face and everything is good and everything has always been,
Yeah.
So, but it was like, if you really want them to connect to what you're saying and to be able to connect to that piece of their life, you've got to share. And so I did. And it was the most, how do I even words? I mean, I was raw up there. I didn't share the whole, I didn't draw it out.
Yeah.
It was, but I showed myself to the point where Tony, the president, afterwards, he's like, Leigh, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. And I'm pleasantly surprised, which
Wow.
then made me go, well, God, what did you think I was going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. What was it called again? I feel like you told me this before, but I can't. What was it called?
Your Life Starts Now, press play.
Yeah.
And he said, I have known you for 15 years. And after listening to you talk, I didn't know you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I feel that's true for most people.
Oh, absolutely. Because we're walking around trying to be who we think other people want us to be.
Yeah.
Instead of just walking around being who we are.
Yeah. Nothing, I really believe this, nothing makes you more crystal clear about who you are than being in the online space and really sharing that, like that process and standing on stage. When everyone is watching you, when everyone is wondering what you're going to say, like there is something freaking so transformational about it. For like, we hope that it would be transformational for the people that are watching us, for the people that are reading what we say, for the people that are in the audience. But there's something so transformational about standing up and being vulnerable, like Brené Brown says, being vulnerable, being exactly who you are, and being okay to be bold enough to just tell your truth.
Yes.
It's like magic happens after that. I truly, truly believe it's like something clicks in the universe. I love it.
But I feel like it was clicking for them too, because the stories that I've heard about what they're creating and what they're focusing on, and even that day about when you said that, it reminded me, I have this. Right. And because I told him, I said, I'm telling my story, not because it's some magical story, but because you have a story. Yeah. And what are you telling about your story? What are you making true? And, but so what I'm hearing just makes my heart explode. But for me, everyone else aside, just my experience with having the freedom to do that. Freedom is the wrong word. It's not the word I'm looking for. But I had a space to do that. Right. I did it.
Love it.
And so it's so it was a good day. It was a good day.
No kidding. And so what kind of magical things have you noticed have happened since you did your presentation?
Like you so wrapped up in worry about, does this person accept me? Am I, or even, why would you have done this when you were in your early 20s? Like, what were you thinking? That has not come into my awareness, because I now am crystal clear. Like there is some grace and compassion and me understanding that I was behaving the way I thought I was being who I thought I was. Right. And that's just bullshit I picked up along the way.
There's something like probably, I mean, you know, when we stand up and we stand in our truth and we be vulnerable, like I kind of feel like, you know, years ago, we were always told like, share everything, share everything. I think we don't have to. Like, that's a little bit fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, you know, sharing like we get to keep some. We get to keep some. We don't have to be like open, you know, unless you want to be, I suppose. But I think when we can just stand and tell our vulnerable truth of what our life was like, people connect on a different freaking level. And then all of a sudden we realize, whoa, they loved me for who I am, like all of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, 50 years we spend like, because I swear, Oprah said at 50, it's like at 50, you start to be who you are, right? Like, like be who you always were meant to be kind of thing. It's like when you step into your authentic self. And I think like the first 50 years was about a watered down version of me. Yeah. Like a watered down version. And now it's just this like, fuck it version of me where this is who I am. And I hope that you love me, but I'll be okay if you don't.
Right. Yeah.
It's a different energy, right? And the more we put ourselves out there and the more we tell this like empowering truth, not when you haven't really kind of recovered slightly from it, maybe, but you know, like you want to be like, I always try to be as inspirational and as like offer hope, you know? Yeah. So if I'm still going through something, I'm probably not going to share that. But like when we can do that, we can show that this is where I came from. This is my truth. And this is how I learned from that. You and I are all about awareness and about like, you know, how am I feeling in my body? How am I feeling? Like, what am I thinking? What am I telling myself? What are the stories that I'm saying? And what is this here to help me learn? And when we can come from that energy, it's like magic. And all of a sudden, people just love us for who we are. And we realize, shit, first 50 years, I didn't need to pretend.
Right. And it's like if we had this information earlier, what could we have done with it?
Right.
But what's interesting to me is that when we hear the story of those people that we might perceive to have wronged us or whatever, taught us wrong, whatever, when we understand their story, like we understand our story, it all makes sense. And then it's not, they're a bad guy and I'm a victim.
Right.
It's like, oh my, like, of course, that totally makes sense. And then there's the compassion for them. So it's really, if we could just all fucking communicate like that, it would just make life so much easier.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
I know. I know. So good. Oh my gosh. So good. And then, okay. So then after that, did you tell me that after that, someone came up to you and said, and asked you to do a feng shui consult? Was it after or was it before?
No,
I don't remember.
I had someone last week that asked me after they heard our podcast.
Oh,
but no. I have a client I've been working with in Boston that had me out for the weekend to work on her 6,000 plus square feet office space that she just purchased.
Cool.
And her new loft. And so I flew out to Boston on Friday, got home on Sunday. And
is that not like a huge flight from Texas? Like how long was the flight?
It was almost 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Now, you know what I did is I brought my phone and my earbuds and I listened to Abraham.
Like what?
I have
not Sandra Priestley. Come on.
I have a book on Audible and it's like 12 hours.
Wow.
So I just got on the plane, put in my earbuds, put my seat back like that much. Yeah. Shut my eyes and listened to Abraham.
Nice.
So But yeah, it was a long ass flight.
Yeah.
It was so long on Sunday. I was like, I just want to be home with my husband in my bed. Like,
I missed the party. They were partying in my space.
Logan came into town. They went to a UT baseball game.
Oh, fun.
And they're all here at the house. Paul's cooking. I'm like on the beach in Boston, FaceTiming. And in the background, there's just people everywhere. They clean out my whiskey cabinet. So
how fun though.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's like
fun stuff.
Such a cool weekend though, really.
No, it was
like, just
it was
like
a
fly
lot.
to Boston.
Yeah. But yeah,
just gonna fly to Boston.
That part was amazing. Like, oh, just gonna go to Boston for the weekend.
Right.
But wow, seeing somebody's vision, like when you don't see the evidence of it, like when you walk in her office now, you can't see what it's going to turn into until she starts talking.
Oh.
And she's not describing necessarily wall color, floor color, the textures of the couches. She's like, you're going to walk in and you're going to feel amazing because you're going to be greeted by someone that's going to be sitting over here, and we're going to have some coffee and my office will be close so I can come out and see what they need. And
what is the business? What is her business?
It's like a WeWork.
Oh, cool.
Office. So people that want to rent an office, like maybe an insurance agent that has several people with her, there's an office that's big enough that they can get that many desks in. Or someone that is just wanting to come and use it for the day for a meeting. And so there's all of these options on what you can do. And this place is enormous. And so as she's walking me through it, it's the same story, not the same story, but the same type of story, where she's not painting me a picture of what it looks like. She's painting me a picture of what it feels like.
It's the vibe.
Yes.
It's the vibe. It's like the frequency.
Yes.
Of her vision, right?
Yes.
Like it's fucking powerful.
And so you can feel that. And as I'm walking through, it's like, that's what we're going in every sector we're going through. And she's telling, and I'm like, I don't need to say a word, because everything she's speaking into this place is going to show up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How amazing. And also, I have to say, as an online entrepreneur, as a person who can absolutely sit in this office and never move from my house. Like sometimes I will pay my daughter to go get groceries, like I like staying at home, but there's something magical about being around other people and other entrepreneurs as well. Like, I think that's a brilliant, brilliant idea. And especially, I remember I had my human design read like a few years ago. And one of the things, I'm a manifesting generator and a 6-2 profile for anyone that knows anything about human design. But it was like, I have these, like in my chart, I have these, like, I can't remember what they're called, but like little broken pieces, kind of like that when I'm around other people, they fill in the gaps for me. Like they inspire me.
Yes.
And so this is so beautiful, because it's like, because I was told we'll just go to a coffee shop. And this would be so much better.
Oh, and let me tell you why.
Oh,
because the people that are showing up. So this client she loves Abraham.
Oh, cool.
Like she is very much into that alignment. And so she's putting it out in her vortex that people like that show up. So that and she's being so authentically who she is, that when someone shows up and they're not in alignment with her, they're not going to want to be there.
Love it.
They're going to be like, yeah, this is weird. And
like she sets the vibe, and you're either going to vibrate at that frequency,
correct,
or you're going to be repelled, which is
yes,
freaking awesome.
yes.
Can you imagine
So there won't
business?
be headaches. There won't be drama. There won't be, whoever being offended by something and going, we need to not do this. There won't be any of that. It's going to be like being in the freaking vortex all day long.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. But to listen to her describe it, I've never heard anyone describe anything that way. And I've never had such a vivid picture of what she was going to create. And it made me stop and think, like, how are you describing what you want? Not only what do you want, where are you going?
Right.
But how are you putting words to that and putting that in your vortex?
Well, and this is the thing too, is like, when you talk about manifestation, we manifest faster when we can feel into what it is.
100%.
So when you think about this, her having the frequency, the vibe, the feeling of what it will feel like when they walk in, everything she wants, it's attached to that feeling will come true. Like, it's like, and how often do we do this when I help my one-on-one clients, my entrepreneurs, and we talk about branding, we talk about the vibe and like, what is it? Tell me about your business. Tell me about what you're so passionate about. What is your story? And I call it a brand story, but it was like, what is your brand story? Like, what is your story that you literally, like, it makes you ache.
Yes.
To not say it. Like, what is it that you want to do in the world and be in the world? And how do you want to help? Like, and that becomes magical.
Well,
that frequency.
It is complete magical. I mean, that's magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not bad magic.
No bad magic. No.
But here's what hit me. And I've known this, I've experienced this personally. When she was telling the story of how it felt, what she was doing for herself was giving her such a service, because she didn't put a limit on what could show up. And you know how sometimes we do that? We're like, okay, I want this and it's so specific that the universe is like, yeah, okay, if that's all you want, here. Yeah. When it could have been up here.
Yeah.
Because we sell ourselves short.
Yeah.
And when we can go through life and describe the feeling of it.
Exactly.
Instead of here's what it is. What the hell do we open ourselves up for? Like,
I know.
I mean, yeah.
I know.
It's always better than we envisioned when we put it that way.
I agree. And if you think about it, so someone that is going to purchase or rent a 6,000 square foot space, that person needs to have a big vision.
Oh yeah.
With a lot of feeling attached to it, right? Because she's putting herself out there. This isn't just like, let's find a little hole in the wall or a little space. Let me, like, push my fucking desk up against the wall in a corner in my bedroom and like try to do this as a hobby.
Right.
This is like, she's going all in.
She's all in.
This is huge.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to see what she creates from this, because the frequency she's already emitting is like, oh my gosh, like magic will freaking happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind blowing.
Well,
I mean, I'm just glad I get to sit here and watch it, because where she's at, she's there.
Yeah.
It's so cool to watch.
And then adding the feng shui magic in.
Yes.
Like, really is just next level. Like, it's just next level. Like, now that she knows, where the wealth area is, and she can shift it slightly to be in that energy. Like, oh my God, so good.
And the helpful people area, she's making a podcast room.
Oh,
and I've told her, that map that we did.
Yeah, the map of the world. Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, the world is your territory. This would be perfect in here.
Yes. Yes.
And I hope she does that. I don't know what she's going to choose, but if that were my space, that would be the first thing I did.
Yeah.
Just to declare it.
Right. And how cool to have a podcast room.
Well, and in a podcast, the world is your territory. We're like in Ireland now, right?
Oh, we are?
We are in Ireland.
What?
Yes.
Hello, Ireland.
I know. Yes. Hello, Ireland.
Wow.
Canada and the United States.
Oh, this is super cool.
So excited for episode 50. We're going to have so much to celebrate. But we got to figure out how to get in more countries before then.
Yeah, I agree. We'll do it. Okay. 50 countries. What episode are we on? I don't know. 50 countries?
I think this is
episode
24.
Okay.
I think it's technically 25.
We have 25 more episodes to get into 47 more countries.
We better get busy.
We've got to get busy and share the world.
Yes, for sure.
Oh my God, I love it.
Well, are we out of time?
I feel like we are.
Because, I kind of just started talking and didn't really look at a clock. But I know
it was
either. At least 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we are out of time.
Okay. Wow.
We had so much more to talk about, but that's okay. More for next week. I know.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sandra. I hope you have an amazing week. And thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week on the Happy Half Hour.
Bye.
Bye.